Very spontaneous. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this going for 20 minutes even. Hopefully not longer than that though, because I do want to sleep for at least 5 hours, I hope. Probably 4, being realistic. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get more sleep. Just gonna change the thing to live chat because let's not discriminate. I don't understand the whole top chat option. Yeah, I want all the comments. I'll go through. Even the bots, I suppose. But I think things have improved in terms of bot moderation or whatever. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe some people will join. Oh, actually, I need to correct something. Well, I don't know how to fix this. Apparently, I have just like one loose live stream that didn't go through, and it's I don't see it in my I don't see it in the selection of live streams that I have, but like, well, I don't know, doesn't matter. Hello, Mike. I actually wanted to name this live stream or any other live stream that I was planning. Well, I wasn't really planning. I just had a craving to do one for a while. And every time I had the idea of calling the live stream a live stream for Mike, because you're in most of them, or pretty much all of them, apart from maybe one or two. I don't know, which I appreciate. I don't expect it, obviously, so no pressure, but I do really appreciate it. And yeah, so I had the idea of naming this live stream as well as a live stream for Mike, but I thought that would be quite foolish because on the off chance that you weren't here, it would kind of be strange. And then, if you saw the name, maybe, I don't want to create any pressure. So ended up not naming it that. Yeah, it's strange because you're here clearly, but it says I have 0 viewers. I don't know why that is. I watched. Should I preface by complaining? I wish to be honest, in the last 4 or so months, I could have seen so many great films that I wanted to see, just because they're in my collection and I've been waiting to watch them. But I simply did not have either the chance or the proper conditions to do so, because I'm kind of living in a bit of a nightmare at the moment. I'm not going to. I'm gonna, stop the rant right there. I'm just gonna summarize by saying, time like this, right before I go to sleep, is pretty much one of the only times where I can actually truly relax and have some peace of mind and quiet. And, you know, all I'm gonna say is I'm very motivated to not live in a block apartment now. Because who knew that at some point you can get neighbors from hell? Yeah, just gonna leave it at that. Hopefully, things work out, smooth out, and hopefully they move out as soon as possible. And but it's been months already, so life is difficult. But you know, gotta continue living regardless, and things will work out. Anyway, in terms of films, yesterday I actually had the chance to watch Hunger for the very first time. Steve McQueen. Oh my god, is that a spider? Oh, spider! Wait! Wait. Oh, hold on, be right back. You still there, Mike? I know I'm a bit of a oh god, bit of a rambler. Nice. No, you're still there. Hold on, wait. Shit. He's a good little spider because he's waiting for me, I think. Maybe not exactly, but I've got to cheer myself up somehow. Where's my freaking Asteroid City leaflet collection? There it is. I have a lot of leaflets from Asteroid City. That's a great film I've seen lately. Right, so that's another spider that I'm gonna let out before I go to bed. See anything good lately? Asteroid City. Which one didn't you like? Hunger or Asteroid City? I can understand either way. They're very specific films. Personally, I loved both of them. I can elaborate on Asteroid City because I know that one is a very acquired taste, even for fans of Wes Anderson, I imagine. And in regards to that one, I would need to actually talk a bit about The French Dispatch, which I didn't like that much on my first viewing. The thing about Asteroid City, I loved it personally on my first viewing. And when I walked into that first viewing, I don't know, I wouldn't say I set my expectations low, but I kept my expectations neutral because of The French Dispatch. That one kind of disappointed me for a Wes Anderson film. I thought it was very indulgent and lacked sort of the depth most of his films carry. I didn't like it that it was one of those, what do you call it? Anthology films? Well, is that what you'd call it? Because I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, but then so I've only seen The French Dispatch once. I went to see Asteroid City at the cinema, and I loved it. Uh, and then I went to see it again and loved it again, which prompted me to rewatch The French Dispatch, and I ended up liking it much more after Asteroid City. I don't know, it just kind of absorbed me, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. It's still indulgent, but much more enjoyable on a second viewing. I guess because I knew what to expect. Um, William Friedkin passed away. Oh yeah, recently. August. So exactly 1 month ago now. Yeah, that's very sad. I've been meaning to watch the Sorcerer for the longest time. Probably would have watched it last month or the month before, but you know, life. Anyway, uh, should I talk a bit more about Asteroid City? In summation, this is gonna sound strange, but I think that film was designed for, well, maybe not, but I was like in some pretty deep depressive state, I would call it, and chaotic state. Like if I was not depressed, I was very stressed, and it's just really wanting some comfort. And like, you know, you kind of have a really rough day, and then you're like, oh, can I don't know, maybe let loose or relax a little bit. But no, the roughness just kind of keeps pushing you down. And so when I finally got the chance to just, oh, I can go to the cinema today, oh my God, run into that screening, and you know, just before the film started, and then just it absorbed me completely. And I don't know, every sequence, even the really indulgent ones, like the kids playing that game with the pop culture genius names. I can understand people being very turned off by that, but I kind of absorbed the surrounding atmosphere. Just, you know, just kids sitting around the, was it a campfire, or was there even a fire? I'm not sure, but I don't know. Firstly, it's shot on film, so that alone just kind of elevates the atmosphere and the. I don't know. I love nighttime shots or even like low moody shots shot on film. They just always look so good. Um, which kind of makes me want to talk about Oppenheimer, which I saw yesterday. But I don't know if I want to open that kind of worms. Um, I don't know. I guess maybe you don't want to hear about Asteroid City too much since you didn't enjoy it. But I would maybe advise you to give it a chance at some point, a second chance when you get the craving to do so. You know, because for me, The French Dispatch, I had no interest in rewatching that one. But after Asteroid City, I gave it a second chance, and guess what? Ended up really liking it. So, yeah. I've been watching this documentary series titled Hollywood from 1980, exploring the establishment and development of the Hollywood series. Fair enough. So I'm not gonna talk about Oppenheimer in that case, because from what I recall, you have a similar approach to me, where you kind of want to avoid not only details about the film, but also people's opinions. So just gonna stay off that topic for this stream, which, you know, I'm probably gonna end it soon, because I want to get some sleep. But I don't know what else. Have you seen Hunger? Because I watched Hunger yesterday. Somehow, just kind of had the energy to, you know, put a disc into the player and turn it on and watch the film. So yeah. Just to clarify, Hunger, the one starring Michael Fassbender. Yeah, I was thinking about The Hunger. I remember at some point today, I just kind of thought, oh, The Hunger, that's like an 80s film. Yeah, 1983 with Catherine David. Ooh, and David Bowie's in there. Didn't The Hunger get like a really nice release on Blu-ray from, I want to say, Indicator, Powerhouse Films, which I think may be my new favorite distribution company. For the longest time, it's been Artificial Eye. And I know you're a fan of Criterion Collection, Mike. So I'll share with you the Criterions I got while I was in England last month, which was a great time, a safe haven from my troubles here, which they will work out. Things will work out. I'm maintaining optimistic in spite of life pushing me hard and telling me basically not to be optimistic, but I'll stay optimistic regardless. You kind of gotta have that attitude if you want to get into the film industry, right? Gotta stay tough regardless of how many times you get pushed down. Keep going. Yeah, so I got Being There from Hal Ashby. I got Au Hazard Balthazar from, oh my god. See, my brain is actually turning into mush. It's kind of sad because I'm like this with director names usually, and now mine Robert Bresson, yeah, Robert Bresson. There he is for Au Hazard Balthazar, and the third one I got was what? Yeah, well, oh yeah, Dead Man from Jim Jarmusch. So those are my three new additions to my tiny Criterion collection. So how many do I have now? Tootsie, Macbeth, Punch Drunk Love. So I have six Criterion films now. It's pretty exciting. Random, but do you enjoy the film Return of the Living Dead? Yeah, I have it right here, right over there. Wait, no, Return of the Living Dead. Sorry. Um, I have Night of the Living Dead, the original. I haven't seen Return of the Living Dead. I've seen Romero's original trilogy, which includes Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. The third one, Day of the Dead, is my personal favorite. And I haven't seen any other Deads. I mean, yeah, I saw um, Zack Snyder's version when I was quite young, so I have faint memories of that one, but I haven't actually seen it properly as an adult. I would like to rewatch Dead Man. Me too. That film is very pleasant, and I'm very happy about owning it on Blu-ray from Criterion, no less. Ooh, there is something kind of funny about films from Criterion, isn't it? Isn't it? And Dan O'Bannon from Alien. Yeah, it doesn't ring any bells. Speaking of Alien, I'm not a fan of Ridley Scott, but I do like some of his films, including Blade Runner, which I didn't like on my first viewing, but I liked it on my second one. So there you go, the ballad of second viewings. I rewatched Badlands uh, near the end of last month. That was a great watch. The Duelists. Let's see. Yeah, it's from the 70s, so I can imagine it's a solid one. And Harvey Keitel's in it, so yeah, thank you. If I were to watch anything by Ridley Scott anytime soon, it would be that one, for sure. Thanks for the recommendation. Not really interested in whatever he's doing right now. I like The Martian though. I saw that one at the cinema. But I think that's mostly because of Matt Damon. I quite like Matt Damon. in what I've seen him in, at least. Yeah, it's kind of why doesn't the freaking viewer count you? You're a viewer for sure. A very important viewer to me, by the way. I do really appreciate each comment you've given me. Much appreciated. I'm surprised you don't know O'Bannon. He also worked with Jodorowsky. I mean, maybe I do. Let me just check. I'll probably recognize something from him. Oh, he's a screenwriter. So yeah, Dark Star, a lot of Alien, and yeah, no, not really. Seems like a cool screenwriter though. Not really familiar though. Yeah, when it comes to screenwriters, I don't really. I mean, yeah, I mostly gravitate towards just directors that also happen to write their films, and I'm aware of, you know, right, like obviously writing is is arguably the most important. Well, actually, I would argue that the edit is the most important. An edit can ruin the best script, obviously. So, but it all starts with a script. So I don't know. Anyway, I always take notice of uh, because I'm trying to think of an instance where I kind of separated and really appreciated a writer. I think that was the case with definitely Love Liza. I know that Philip Seymour Hoffman's brother wrote that film and someone else directed it. So obviously notice was taken there of the writer. Um, but yeah, being a person that aspires to be a writer and director simultaneously, a rounded filmmaker uh, like Paul Schrader, he kind of got his kick by writing Taxi Driver and then started doing his own stuff, which I love. By the way, because I mentioned Powerhouse Films Indicator previously, so I'm gonna do a free advertisement for them again and just say their releases for hardcore and blue collar are really, really, really good. Especially blue collar because I really like that one. So, yeah. Um, Writers. Yeah, yeah. Adaptation. Same thing with so many great films are based on books, but I don't really take an interest in books. But I will respect them though, because they've given me One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just probably the best film ever made. Anyway, we're over 20 minutes, 24 minutes now. So I'll keep it going for another 6, and I'm sure of that. I just don't want to leave you kind of hanging. And I don't know, maybe there's another film you want to ask. I can take a peek at my film diary, which I'm still keeping a film diary. The only reason I haven't updated my Letterboxd diary is because I have very stubborn OCD. Which seriously, it's been so long that I'm just sticking to my rule of, when I'll have that round number of 60 followers, then I'll start updating again. I know it's really dumb, but there you go. I don't really have time right now I mean, I could have been updating right now instead of streaming, but I wanted to talk a bit, have a human connection. And yeah, thank you for joining, Mike. I was hoping you'd be here, and I'm very grateful that you are. So let's see. At the beginning of last month, I watched Container, rewatched Last Days for the second time. Wonderful experience, very cleansing. Rewatched Ordinary People, a masterpiece that I really love, and I want to watch it again because I wanna sink it in peacefully, and I'll be able to do that when I have a house of my own without any neighbors. After that, I rewatched Bad Timing, Nicholas Rogue, right? Is that, yeah, I think so. Involuntary for the first time by Ruben Östlund. Great experience, very funny. Film by Zanussi. I don't know what the English title is. Serce na dłoni. Wearing a heart on your sleeve, I guess, would be like the English equivalent. Oh, and I attempted Mission Impossible 7, but there were some assholes at the screening, and instead of continuing arguing with them and probably getting into a physical fight, I thought I would just leave instead, which was a good choice because after I left, I met with a snake, like an actual snake. It was a very nice encounter. I met that snake before when I was going to see Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. So yeah, and then like 10 days after that, because that was the 17th, so then nothing in between that and the 28th, so over 10 days actually. Actually watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning for the first time. Oh, and I should say on the 17th I tried to watch it twice. I went to a cinema in Sopot, had that awful experience for the first 10 minutes and just couldn't take it. And then in Gdańsk, but not in central Gdańsk, it was like Politechnika Gdańsk. This really doesn't tell you anything, but anyway, yeah, over there, also a really bad audience. And then, so I finally, over 10 days later, I finally tried again. It's Sopot, give it another chance, had a great experience, good. Next day, The Big Short, on the 30th, Badlands, and then at the end of the month, on the 31st, I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that was one of the absolute best experiences I've ever had at the cinema. Really grateful for that experience. When it comes to your diary, Sherlock Jr., Coffee, and a few of the old Planet of the Apes. I wanted to watch the original Planet of the Apes after 2001, but again, kind of don't want to risk having my first experience be tampered with. Watching Hunger yesterday was a big risk, but it paid off because nothing happened, and I just kind of watched the film in peace, and it was great. Very grateful for that. Oh, Buster Keaton. Yeah. I want to like, once I settle into a new place and hopefully my mother and my grandmother are able to be there with me, and I can kind of, provide them a life of comfort and peace, and they can kind of rest, just kind of relax and not, be in a state of fear or paranoia, and just kind of let loose, watch some films with me. I want to buy like I'm sure there must be one, right? Like a box set, like a Blu-ray box set of Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and what's the other one? Those old school masters of cinema. I really want to kind of do my homework on them and kind of catch up on all that. Oh yeah, and if you want to know what else, so yesterday, no, well, technically 2 days ago now, on the 5th, Oppenheimer and Hunger, and on the 14th, I'm planning to watch an old Polish film at an art house cinema, which it doesn't have a proper release anywhere. So I'm glad I'll get to see it at the cinema for the first time. And then we'll see later what I'll watch. What happens will happen. Anyway, so you are logging stuff on IMDb now instead of Letterboxd? No, I have a little text document on my desktop. I just quickly type the date and the film name. That's it. And I've been doing that for a long time, and then updating my Letterboxd diary later. I'm still intending on updating it. I don't know, if you can start me out with 2 more followers, then I'll start updating. Yeah, seriously. I don't know. So I'm gonna end the stream any minute now. If you have any more questions or anything, shoot. I'll be happy to answer. I have to follow people back. I don't have to do anything, man. I hope that doesn't sound arrogant, but I'm very specific about following people, and yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it is an OCD thing. It's nothing personal, that's for sure. Like Jerome from Horrible Reviews, I've had him followed for the longest time. And then I kind of got this feeling of, okay, so if I follow him, why am I not following any other nice people from YouTube? Like, for example, you, I could be following too. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep it at 2 directors that I really appreciate, and just not interweave anyone else, like whether personal or like long distance or whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't want to kind of have that commitment, because it is a bit of like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Because I don't actually look at people's profiles. I honestly don't even have the time to do that right now. So yeah, and I know this might look hypocritical, me just sitting here rambling on a live stream 3 minutes over what I was supposed to be ending it. But I'm just like, this is a treat for me, basically. Like, like people have ice cream to like treat themselves, or I don't know, watch a stand-up comedy special. I don't have that in my life. What I value, like seriously, what I value are those quiet moments. So when Mr. Rogers said he appreciates people that allow him those quiet moments, I really understood that on a really deep personal level. I'm just very selective of what I see, what I read, what I watch, what I follow, what I like, what I click on, I really don't consume much. I'm very specific about what films I watch. Even like, I don't watch any TV series. I don't watch any documentaries. I'm very, very specific. It makes sense, but I'm sure you understand it's harder to get follows that way. Yeah, of course. I understand. I don't blame, I don't know. I think it kind of sucks though that people follow me and then expect to get followed back. Like, if that's the only reason people, like, I'm glad that those people unfollowed me, because I don't think that's the point of following someone, if you're expecting, if that's the primary expectation. I want people to follow me because they want to follow my activity. That's why I want it. Not for an exchange. And I gotta tell you, Mike, because I know like what I'm saying, my explanation of this might seem kind of, I don't know. I really hope it doesn't come across as arrogant or kind of, there is not there, it's not a sense of hierarchy or anything like that, because I can understand it may come across that way, like, oh, why directors? Because I actually do, like, Sean Baker has inspired me immensely, and I kind of like, okay, this might sound a bit weird because we might be friends maybe someday, but in my mind, realistically, like, I'll never realistically be like friends with Michael Haneke. Okay, I know it's not the I know it's not the real Michael Haneke, but it has that like safe feeling of I can follow them and get inspired and appreciate what they post and take inspiration from like, oh, that's a 70s film I really want to see now. Sean likes it. I'm sure it's a worthwhile one. I haven't done that in a while. Like, this is like what I'm saying right now is like what I did probably a year ago, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's a feeling of like, because I've had really bad luck with people in general, and I don't want to accuse anyone or I mean, I guess it's my brain is really retarded. Okay, that's the bottom line. Like, seriously, that's what it is. And I kind of protect myself, maybe overly so, but I don't want to kind of like, oh, I'll follow this guy because I, like, seriously, I even had the urge to, like, oh yeah, Mike follows me on there, maybe I should follow him. Like, I had the urge to do it, but then I felt like, what if I get another really kind commenter, and then, like, I kind of started thinking in those terms, like, I get another really kind commenter that also follows me. Like, I don't want to single people out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it's not like I'm expecting my channel to blow up or anything. I've stopped expecting that a long time ago, but um, yeah, maybe I take it too serious, but that's how I take it. Over explain that. I know. I should have just ended 5 minutes ago instead of over explaining my policy on following people. But yeah, I'm just very, bottom line is I'm very selective about everything, not just following people, but everything in life. What I see, what I consume, what I click on. I don't like to have my mind be like, you know, contaminated by politics that I'm hearing over and over again. It's like I don't even need to follow the news because everything comes to me at one point or another. Like, it all passes by me. So why do I need to hear hear it regurgitated over and over again? It doesn't bring anything new to my life. It doesn't educate me. It just kind of frustrates me. So yeah, I would just say avoid negative stuff unless it teaches you something, and just kind of take it in stride. Try not to overwhelm yourself. But yeah, I guess I doubled the time I was meant to be on here. Any last questions or anything before I go? Um, I hope, by the way, you're not turned off now because of approach to my selective approach to things in general. Things will work out, definitely. I hope it's sooner than later so we can have time to enjoy more time with family. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Keep looking up. Definitely. Thank you for leaving me with those kind words. Those mean a lot to me. And I agree, things will work out. And hopefully I'll get more time to not only watch films, but make films. That's my primary concern right now. So I'm not gonna go into a discussion about the short film I'm trying my hardest to get going, but it'll get going. And as you said, things will work out. Thank you for that, Mike. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope it wasn't too much of a downer. Yeah. Anything else I can say at the very end? I think I was thinking maybe I could recommend one film to you, but yeah, um, I'm sure you've got plenty. So I'll say this, okay? If you get the chance to see an old film at the cinema, do it. It's a great experience. Because I've seen Fire Walk with Me, um, Jaws, and 2001: A Space Odyssey at the cinema, and all three of those experiences were really special. So if you get the chance, go for it. It's great. Um, as for a spontaneous recommendation, I'll just say the first one that popped into my mind, and I kind of hesitated saying it for some reason, but Gus Van Sant's Last Days. It's a very peculiar film. It's very specific. I'm not sure if it's your cup of tea, but it basically saved my life twice and pulled me out of a very depressive state twice. So I'm not sure if it would have that effect on you, but if you're in a dark place at any point, which I hope you won't be, but if you find yourself in one, which really I hope you don't, but if you do, Last Days cured me, like seriously. I love that film so much, and I would actually compare its power to 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oddly enough, it has that same pure cinematic pull. Yeah, so it is a powerful film. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for joining once again. I'm not gonna elongate anymore. I'm glad you added to your watch list. And again, thank you for the kind words. Things will work out. Nie ma tego złego, co by na dobre nie wyszło, which means there's no bad thing that hasn't turned good in some way. You know what I mean? So take it all in stride, go with the flow, and keep looking up, as you said. Thank you for this, Mike. Thank you for being here, and take care. And till next time, thanks again. Good night.